deal just began being marketed today. Yesterday was Veterans Day, so they weren't able to do that. How's it going?
It's a bond bonanza in the market today, Scarlett. They've already upsized the deal. So initially they were looking to raise 28 billion. They got orders of 70 billion. So they were able to upsize it to 30 billion. That takes this week's issuance probably in the market to around 45 billion. We're already double last week. It's a really good week for the bond market.
It's a really good day for AbbVie because they're not having to pay much in terms of premium over their existing debt. And why are people so hungry for it?
Well, two reasons. So issuance in the investment grade market is down about 5% this year because as some of the tax changes have come through under this administration, people like companies like Apple, etc., who had money offshore, they're not issuing as much here because they're bringing some of that money back. And also the tax breaks that you get for issuing bonds are not as significant as they used to be. So you're seeing issuance down. So when you see something of high quality, investors are really flocking to that. And returns in this market are at their highest in about 10 years.
Okay, so scarcity is definitely a big part of this. So what does this bond bonanza tell us about the state of credit markets right now?
Investment grade, really, really good. There are a number of deals being marketed in the junk bond market as well, where investors have demanded a bit higher pricing, a bit more premium. But right now, you know, with the Fed going the way that it has with rates at the moment, it's a really good time for companies to borrow. And a lot of people are looking to take advantage of that before the holiday sort of slowdown arrives.
And we're expecting, therefore, an awful lot more this week, right?
Yes, we're expecting a bunch of others this week. There are also 10 junk bond deals in the market this week as well.
Now, one thing that caught my eye in the story here is that U.S. antitrust officials are still reviewing this deal. It hasn't closed yet. It's supposed to close early next year. Both companies don't expect any issues. Is this typical for companies to go out and raise a lot of money for a deal that hasn't yet been closed, that could still have some question marks?
Yeah, look, companies are looking to be opportunistic and jump into the market when they can at a good price. So premiums right now over treasuries for investment grade is at their lowest since October 2018. So it's a really good time for those companies. And we have seen companies in other instances borrow money and then have to give it back if regulators have objected to their deal or blocked it for some reason. You know, these bonds typically come with a time frame, so they will work within that. But at the moment, we don't expect any significant issues with this deal particularly.
Now, this is a lot of debt to take on for AbbVie. Is this going to hurt its debt metrics or hurt the financial metrics in any way?
Yeah, that's a really good question because they are going to be at 3 times EBITDA, which is pretty high at that level of the market and for their segment. And they have said, though, that they are going to bring it down as quickly as they can. It's a very high cash flow generating business. So investors have been willing to sort of trust that they will be able to bring that leverage ratio down.
All right, they're not investment grade for nothing then.